Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to look at Google Sheets. We're going to first figure out how to open it in 3 different ways, and then we're going to look at all the different ways we move into Google Sheets. All right, let's get started. Okay, here's the first way to open up Google Sheets. When you are in your Google or in Chrome, click up here on the Google Apps, and then click on Sheets. There you go. And we are in the Sheets dashboard. Here's one way to open up the Google Sheets, and then you click on blank spreadsheet. Okay, that is one way to do it. Let me show you another way. I'm going to close this. Open this one back up. Here. Another way to open up Google Sheets is to click on Drive. And in your Drive, over here on the left where it says New, click on New, and then click on Google Sheets. You're going to choose, oh, it's already open. There it is. Here's another way to open up Google Sheets. And then finally, here's the third way. This is my favorite way to open Google Sheets, and that is up here at the address bar. You just type in sheet.new, sheet.new, or you can go sheets.new. Any of those will open up when you press enter. It'll open up the Google Sheets. Okay, so there you have it, the 3 different ways to open up Google Sheets. All right, so now let us get to know inside Google Sheets. Right, now let's look at the different parts of the worksheet so we just get familiar with what's going on here. All right, at the top right here, this is where you're going to name your sheet. Always do this. This is your #1 thing you're going to do. So you can find it again. You're going to title your spreadsheet here. Right here again is your menu bar. So this area is all the things that you could do. But my favorite is right here. It's a toolbar. So it's quick access. I use this a lot, and we're going to use this one when we format things. Here is the formula bar. This is what makes Google Sheets a little bit different, and that is we're going to use this formula bar to modify the cells. So formula bar. Over here on the top right is the collaboration tools. We won't be using that today, but here are ways that makes Google Sheets unique is that you are able to collaborate with others. Over here on the right panel are your formatted tables. Again, a lot of different ways to make this one look even more prettier, but we're going to start from scratch. This whole area right here is the worksheet, and down here at the bottom, it's the current tab of the sheet. You can also use the plus button to add additional sheets. And then finally, this part right here is the cell. This is where we're going to select and we're going to move around. So let's look at the columns and the rows. Please click on the X to get rid of this panel. Right here, I want you to see that these are, you got A, B, C, and D. This whole section is called column. This is the column. And then these are the rows. All right, so these are columns and then the rows. As you know, when you click on the side right here, whoops, when you click on the side, this is where you'll highlight the columns. And then if you click on the side of the one or not like around here, it'll highlight the whole row. So let's move around the Google Sheet so we can practice this together. All right, so to move around, you are going to click on Control, and you're going to use the arrow keys to move around in the sheets. Let's go ahead and practice that together. Okay, so I'm going to click on Control, and then I'm going to move around. So I'm going to go to the right, go to the right. Oops. If you click on Control and move to the right, it will take it all the way to the Z. So I want you to practice that for a moment. You can Control and go left, and it will take it all the way back to A. If you don't hold the Control button and you just click on the right arrow, then it'll just move to the cell to the right. Why don't you practice that? Move to the right, move down across, and then move down, move up. Yep, do you see that? Isn't that fun? Okay, so we're moving around in the cells, and notice that when you're moving around in the cells, right here on the top left, it tells you what the name of the cell is. So I am in A2. Do you see A2? If someone says click on E5, you're going to click here and you'll see it's E5 up here at the top. E for the column and then 5. Okay, go ahead and practice that for a moment and move around. Another thing I want you to notice is if you click on the Control button and then you click the right button, like I said before, it will go all the way down to Z. So that's the end of the right of the row. If you go Control to the bottom, it'll send you all the way down to 1000. So this is 1000. It's Z1000. That's the end. Okay, so let's go back here. And I want you to see that one more time. So you know that when you click on, when you click on control and you click on this button, it'll go all the way to the right. If you click on Control, go down, it'll go all the way to the bottom of the sheet. If you click on Control and Home, it'll take you to the top. Let's look at that together. Let's go here. You're all the way at the end. Click on Control and then Home. When you click on Control and Home, it'll take you back to A1. A1 is the home. If to go to the very end, you go Control and click End, and it will take you to Z1000, the very end. Okay, so now you know how to move around through those cells like that. And then let's take a look at a couple more things here. And that is, you know, the columns and rows. You know how to move around now. I told you the name of the cell, the selected cell, and you already know how to use Command and arrow key. I will show you how to insert now or delete. So with insert and delete, you are going to highlight a column and then you're going to right click. And then right here, you can see where you could insert the column to the left or insert column to the right, or you can delete. So let's do that together. Highlight any column. So let's go to B. So I'm going to click on the side of the B to highlight the whole thing. Actually, let's try that together. If you click in the letter, you will highlight the whole entire column. Do you see that? Just highlight up here at the top. If you click in the cell, it won't highlight for now. I just wanted to show you that you have to click in the top. Just click on it. Click with your mouse or click with the mouse pad. You're just going to click right there. Don't move anything. Just click. And then let's right click. If you're on a mouse pad, it's the 2-finger click. And then you see those 3 options. You can insert column to the left side. So it's going to insert, make a column here. See? You can't really see it right now. I'm going to right click again. You can insert a column to the right. So it's going to create another column on this side. Or you can delete that column. Okay, so now you know what that is here. And then let's go home. I'm going to go Control Home and Control Home. Yep, back to A1. I want to show you one more thing, and that is to, okay, so you already know how to delete. You can insert this way and right click, or you can also do it with rows. You could insert a row above, insert row below, and you can delete a row. So let's do that and practice together. So let's highlight, so click on the number 4, for example, just click on it. If you click on 4, you can click on 6, When you click on these numbers, it will automatically highlight the rows. Okay, so I'm going to click on 5. You could right click inside, so right click, and then you'll see right here, you can again insert the row above, insert row below, or delete the row. Okay, so that's how you insert or delete rows. I'm going to show you one more thing, and that is to select more than one. So we're going to select more than one. So for selecting a section of a column or row, you're going to click on the cell and then hold the Shift key and then click on the cell you want. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. So on your keyboard, you're going to click on the Shift key. So look at the Shift key. Do you see it? You're going to click the Shift key. Right now, before you click this, just know where it's at. Know where your Shift key is at. And then let's go back to the cell or the sheet. Let's go back to the sheet. Don't click on the Shift yet. Just know where it is on your keyboard. All right, so in here, in the cell, let's go to A5. Click in the cell first. So click, and then click the Shift button, and then click on number 13. Oh, did you see that? It selected the whole thing. Let's try that again. Let's click on B, hold the Shift button, and then click on B17. Did you see that? You can go anywhere and then start clicking. Up and down in columns, you can select, hold Shift, go all the way down. Or what you can do is you can click in the cell and then drag it down. That's another way to do it. You can click in the cell and then hold and then drag. Click in the cell, hold, and then drag. That's one way to do it. So why don't you practice that? Click, hold, and drag. Click, hold, drag. Click, hold, and drag. Let's go to the right side. Look at this, right side. Look at how you can do that. That's faster. Click in the cell, click, hold, and go to the right or even a diagonal. Isn't that fun? So this is how you select cells, like this. Select the cells. Okay, you can click, hold, drag, or click Shift button and then go and then click wherever you want in the square, in any squares to select or create bigger one. Did you see that? Why don't you practice that? Click, hold, Shift, and then find another spot. So for example, I'm going to click on B5, hold the Shift button, and then go to G27. G27. Did you see that? It highlights from B5 all the way down to G27. So let's take a look at this closely. I went to B5, hold the Shift button, and then went all the way down to G27. And then you'll see up here at the top, it says, oh, do you mean you want to go to B5 colon G27? That's what this whole selected area is. Isn't that fun? Okay, I'm going to pause for 1 second. Now on your keyboard, I want you to now look at the Control button. Do you see the Control button? It's below the Shift button. Okay, let's look at this and see what kinds of powers it gives us. Okay? Okay, so let's click on A4, hold the Control button, hold the Control, and then notice what happens when you click anywhere in any box. Do you see that? If you hold the Control button, you can select any areas around, not just a section. It's now just different kinds. So why don't you try that? Hold the Control and then click anywhere. Click anywhere so you can see where you can, look, you can even hold and control. And I want you just to try this. To make it stop selecting, let go of the Control button and then click on any square or any cell. So you're going to let go of the Control button and then click on any white cell right there. Then it's all unselected. Okay, I want you to try that a couple times. You know how to use the Control button and if you hold the Control, you can click around in different areas. I need you to know how to do that. and then click out in any white cell to unselect. Okay, and then I want you to use the shift button, so you can click on any cell, hold the shift button, and then go anywhere. And so you can see how it's selecting an area. You see that? Play around with that. And then another way to move around or to highlight is to click, hold, and then you can drag. That's another way. You can go this way and you can select cells. Okay, I think this is one of the most important things to do is know how to move around in the cells, okay? And then also being able to highlight, select cells, also know how to right click and insert either rows above. You could insert a column left, or you can actually insert some cells. There's so many different things you can do when you do the right click. So move around, play around, and have lots of fun. One of the things I did notice is this right here. So right here at the top left, if you click here, it selects the whole entire sheet. That's my favorite spot. Right here at the top left, you can click here and it will select the whole entire sheet. Why don't you try that so you can see? And then again, to unselect, you just click on any cell and it's going to unselect. One more thing I've noticed is that from here, you see this right here, be very careful. This right here are some, I love this actually. If you click and you drag, do you see that border? This border will freeze this section so that if you go up and down the cells, do you see that? It's going to freeze. So make sure for now, let's not use this one. It could freeze the rows, but I'm going to put this one back. Okay, put this one back at the top. You can also freeze the columns by moving this over and then freezing this column with this line right here. So I'm going to put them back. So sometimes if you're wondering why is this, if you see any of these rows or this thick line in the middle of your sheet, this is how you could put it back. So you're going to take this and then put it back. You just have to be very careful to click and then go back. Okay, and it goes up here and then makes a little bolded line in this area right here. Just leave that there for now and we can play with this one later. Okay, all right, have fun moving around.